Okay, well, first I want to welcome everybody. We're getting ready to begin. Um, to, um, to start off, we'll hear from our president, Dr. Tobin.
Good morning, everyone. And on behalf of the faculty and staff at Orangeburg Calhoun Technical College, I'm going to welcome you to orientation for the spring term. And thank you for choosing OC Tech. There are a couple of things I think are important for me to mention as part of today's orientation. One is that one of the most important decisions I think that students can make is making the choice to attend a post-secondary institution. The research has been clear that students who complete at least some kind of post-secondary credential have increased lifetime earnings and are able to progress faster in their career. And the second is that you chose OC Tech as your post-secondary institution. We have a lot of things to offer in terms of the programs and services and resources, and I would just encourage you to take full advantage of those things that are available to you. The other thing I want to mention is that I think as part of your going to college, there are a couple of things I think are important to mention as well. One is this notion of making a connection. The research is also very clear that students who have relationships with members of the faculty and staff or relationships with other students tend to be successful. They create a support network for themselves that supports their success. And the other is this focus on communication. So if you are having issues, it's important for you to communicate those with your faculty. Each one of you are assigned an academic advisor that is to help you along in your progression. And so it's important to reach out to those folks and maintain good communication with them as part of your academic experience as well. We're very proud of what we do at OC Tech. We're very proud of the outcomes that our students achieve. And I just want to thank you again for making the decision to allow us to be a part of your journey to a successful career. And I wish you well, not only in this upcoming semester, but also throughout your journey here at OC Tech and as you transition into a successful career. Thank you very much, and thanks for being here. You're on mute, Ellen.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So to start off today, we are going to hear some information from students here at OC Tech to give you a little bit of advice of how to tackle your first semester here. We'll then hear a little bit about a survival toolkit. We'll hear from campus police, and then we'll have next steps. So to start off, we'll hear from our student panel. We have two students here, Dion Staley. He is an engineering design technology student, a member of TRIO, and a teacher assistant. And we also have Angie Phelps, who is currently in our ADN transition program. And she is the assistant director of nursing at Jolly Acres Healthcare Center. So to start it off, we'll hear from Dion, just with a little bit of advice that they would give new students.
Engineering designing, and my advice to the new students is not to be nervous, because it does start off as a rocky start, but also be calm and also ask questions from your advisor, because they are there to help you too, and to stay focused on your work, because I know there's a lot of distractions out there. I should know, because I've been distracted a lot of times, but at the end of the day, keep your head up and just stay focused on your work, and make sure that you study all the time, and make sure you manage your time wisely too, because it's more to it than just managing your work, but also managing your time as you study. And how does OC Tech prepare? They prepare by going step by step. They're not just going to throw a curveball at you or anything. Like, for instance, when I started engineering design, I really did not know what I was doing. But then I started to understand more often as my advisor shows me step by step what to do. And I'm starting to get a hang of it now. And it's more to it than just paying attention and understanding the workforce too. And also learning how to communicate more with your peers. Because once you get the understanding, you can show your other fellow students how to work, or, understand the work that you're doing. And the one thing I wish I could do better when I first got to OC Tech was manage my time, because even though I was doing good, I still had a little struggle between managing my time studying because it was difficult. And I know some students may have situations where it's kind of difficult for them to study, but don't be discouraged. Like Mr. Tobin said, talk to your advisors and make sure you have a communication with your advisors, because they will understand the situation. And that's pretty much all I have at that moment. But one thing I can say is OT Tech is a really good school to start with, and I'm glad you guys choose to be in OC Tech. It's really one of the best schools I would recommend, really. I first started off trying to go to a 4-year, but now it's like, no, I'm gonna try a 2-year school now. I found OC Tech, and it changed my life for the better. So I hope it changes everything for y'all for the best.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to speak at OC Tech's new student orientation. It is a very, very great honor. As you all know, I am the Assistant Director of Nursing at Jolly Acres Healthcare Center. I'm an LPN, which I did the LPN program at OC Tech a number of years ago. I'm now in the transition program, which I will finish in May with my ADN. The best advice that I could give a new student would be you got to put the work in to succeed. What you put in, you will get out. So you need, like Dion said, you're going to need to buckle down. You're going to need to study hard, because at the end, you will succeed. OC Tech prepares you for that. As far as the workforce is concerned, I can speak from a student as well as an employer side. OC Tech over prepares our students. They give you the tools that you need to succeed out there in the workplace. I tell people all the time, I can tell the difference between a student who came from OC Tech versus a student who came from another college. It is very, very well known. I can definitely make a difference. One thing that I think that I wish I could have done better my first semester was utilize the resources that OC Tech now has. Anywhere from tutoring, you can even send in your papers to be proofread. They'll proofread your papers for you and correct them for you. So please utilize everything that they have out there to make you succeed. Thank you so much. Y'all have a good day.
Thank you, Angie and Dion, for sharing your experiences as a student. And at this time, we'd like to direct our attention to what we have tagged as our survival kit. And during the next few minutes, we're going to talk specifically about the various services that are available to you, some through the Student Services Division here on campus, and then Ms. Olson will follow up with some other support services that are offered through the Student Services Center. So some of you may have already utilized some of our services, and we'll take a look at each one of them. But before we do, let me congratulate each of you on the decision that you've made to continue your education, especially here at OC Tech. I am sure that by the time you graduate and earn your credential, you will realize that there will be no regrets. It might be some short-term sacrifices that may have to be made, while you're in school, but I promise you it will be all worthwhile in the end. So exactly what are some of those services that are offered and are available to you, and why are they so important? Many of the services that we provide, especially in student services, support your out-of-class collegiate experiences. So we've listed the various offices that are under the student services umbrella. The registrar office is primarily responsible for the registration activities and the official records of the college. You probably had to submit a high school or a college transcript, and it was the registrar's office that reviewed those credentials. If there's a change of address that's needed, then it will be the registrar's office that will process that change of address for you. So we encourage each of you to help us to be able to stay in contact with you. Even though we have a valid telephone number and a valid address on file right now, if there's a change in any of that information while you're enrolled in school with us, please reach out and update that information for us so that we can continue to stay in touch with you. The Financial Aid Office provides monetary resources to help offset your out-of-pocket expenses, and we'll talk a little bit more about financial aid and the importance of that in an upcoming slide. New student advising, the mere fact that you are in this session this morning indicates that you've already registered for classes and have already talked with one of our new student advisors. Pretty soon it will be time for you to begin to either update or create your resume, and it is career services that will help with that by, again, critiquing resumes and cover letters, or even helping you to create that resume initially. Counseling services are also available, and we encourage you to look for an upcoming email very shortly after the semester has started with regards to a new service that will be available for all students, some virtual opportunities that will be available for counseling as well, and we'll be sending out additional information about that. But sometimes it's just life experiences, and we need someone to talk to, and that's fine. We are here to assist with that and to help you navigate whatever those life experiences actually are. Disability services, for those students that may find that there is a need for additional test time, or that may have been on an IEP in high school, we have disability services here available on campus to help you identify what those needs are, so that we can make sure that we have you on a path leading toward success. OC Tech does issue OC Tech student IDs, and that is, of course, handled in the Division of Student Services as well. If you're on campus today, you're certainly welcome to come by and visit us in Building S. We do ask that you bring with you a photo ID so that we're able to verify who you are, and then we will gladly issue to you your OC Tech student ID. If you're not on campus today, then of course, as you begin to come to campus on next week, please feel free again to stop by Student Services in Building S so that we can issue you your student ID. And we also have a nice, pleasant little surprise for you as we are taking your picture for your student ID. And that is, we want you to proudly share with your family and friends and the community that you are a student at OC Tech. So we have a nice OC Tech t-shirt that we will give to you as well at the point that we are either issuing your student ID, or if you've already had that ID and did not get a t-shirt, then simply come back by and we'll gladly give that to you. The testing center is available. We operate out of 2 locations right now, one over in the K building and the other in Building B. From time to time, there may be a test that you may have to take in the testing center. Some of you may have already utilized testing center services, either by means of taking a test prior to being accepted to college, either virtually or in the testing center, but the testing center is here to continue to support your needs even as a student. We've provided our telephone number on the slide because we encourage you to certainly reach out to us via telephone, 803-535-1224, or by sending an email to askme@octech.edu. When visiting in person, know that we are located on the first floor in Building S, and many of the services, as we mentioned, are available in the Student Services Suite right in Building S. So we encourage you to certainly come by and visit with us. So let's talk a little bit about what two electronic resources are available to you that will probably be used almost every day. And those two are self-service and D2L. And they're the two systems that all students should be familiar with. The D2L system is one that you would probably use almost every day, in that supports the learning platform and is the learning platform of the college. So all of your course content will be there, your assignments for your classes. So know that D2L supports the academic side of your collegiate experience, while self-service does more of the business functionality. So if you were looking for a financial aid award notification or a billing notification, or even your official college grades, all of that will be in self-service. But if you are wanting to keep up with your daily assignments and to review the course syllabus and other course content, that's going to be over in D2L, which is our learning platform. So a little bit more about D2L. D2L also houses your official school email, and we encourage all students to make sure that you are doing not just your schoolwork, but that you're reading the campus announcements, because we're constantly posting announcements out there for you. That's how you stay in the know, more or less, about what's happening here on campus, but also to read your email. Many of your instructors will be communicating via email to you, as well as our official means of communicating anything as it relates to your collegiate experience. All of that email is sent to your OC Tech Brightspace email address. And I know that many of you have Hotmail, Gmail, Yahoo, and other types of email accounts through other email providers, but do know that our official school email will always be sent to your Brightspace email address. Now, let me share with you just a little unknown. Some folks know it, but not everybody. And we're trying to make sure that everybody knows that there is a way within D2L for you to forward your email, should you desire to have it sent to a Gmail or a Yahoo account. We recognize that some of you may not necessarily want to be responsible for checking multiple email accounts, and that's fine. So D2L allows you to go in and forward your email to a preferred email account, and know that you do have that ability to do that. We do strongly ask that and encourage all students to sign up for emergency alerts. And the reason why we ask that you do that is because from time to time, there are inclement weather challenges that may alter our operational hours of the college and impact your class attendance. And we want to be able to get that information out to you as early as possible. I think we all experienced some of that even perhaps this week, a week ahead of classes starting just on Monday morning, with the tornado warning that was issued for Orangeburg County. So do sign up for emergency alerts, and all of that can be done within the D2L platform. In addition to that, as an OC Tech student and a user of D2L, you also have the ability to download a free version of Microsoft Office, and you can find information about that in the campus announcements section of D2L. So we are sure that you will be expert users of D2L, maybe even already, and if not, certainly before classes start on Monday. At this time, we're going to take a quick look at a short video about navigating campus, and then we'll come back and talk a little bit more and share with you some other items as it relates to how you can make the most of your time here at OC Tech.
OC Tech is offering classes in a variety of safe and socially distanced formats. Students may choose face-to-face instruction or the synchronous option, which involves joining in at the same scheduled class time via your personal computer. Online and hybrid options are also available, with all classes having some degree of internet usage. Course options will be identified by section letter and number. Section 40 denotes an online class. Section numbers ending in S identify synchronous and H, hybrid. Hybrid lab-based courses will have an online lecture and weekly labs with face-to-face, hands-on instruction. See your advisor or an academic counselor to choose from the class formats that best suits you.
So now, knowing that we offer classes in a variety of different modalities, how do you know exactly what type class you're registered for? So we're going to attempt to make it real easy for you. If you were to take a look at the actual course as it appears on your schedule, the letter at the end of that course prefix actually denotes the type of class it is. So in the examples that we provided, ACC 102-01X is an Accounting Principles 2 class, which is a flex class denoted because of the X that's listed at the end of the ACC 102-01X. For the biology class, that ends with the letter H, and that would indicate that it's a hybrid class. So it's important to know, as well as reviewing emails and course announcements that instructors may post, because even with some of our hybrid classes and flex classes, there may be specific requirements of you as a student with regard to when or if you might have to come on campus, and we just want to make sure that you are well aware of the type of class that you have actually registered for. We are still, of course, dealing with the COVID-19 pandemic, and there are some protocols that we have in place. We need your help in helping to keep our campus safe and keeping everyone on campus healthy. As such, when you're inside of any of our buildings, face masks are required. We do ask all students, if you are symptomatic, if you've tested positive, or if you've been in close contact with someone who's tested positive, that you please notify us prior to coming to campus. If you're symptomatic, we're going to ask that you stay at home. If you've tested positive, we want you to stay at home. If you've been in close contact with someone who's tested positive, we love you, but stay at home. But do give us a call or send us an email so that we can share with you what that quarantine period actually needs to be. We will share information with your instructors about the quarantine period and make provisions for your academics to continue while you're on an OC Tech approved quarantine period. So do call us or email us should you find that you're not feeling well, have tested positive, or have been in close contact with someone who's tested positive. While OC Tech does not mandate vaccines, we do encourage individuals to get vaccinated. And at this point, anyone in South Carolina, ages 5 and up, are eligible for the COVID-19 vaccine. So disregard what we have there about the 12-year age 12. It is actually 5 and up at this point. So again, we don't have a vaccine mandate, but we do encourage folks to get vaccinated. Financial aid is very important. And if not, it will be, because again, when you think of financial aid, just think about the money that is available to help reduce your out-of-pocket cost. Some of us have to have it, and others may really need it, but it's just financial aid, and it comes in a variety of different forms, from grants that do not have to be repaid, scholarships that may be awarded on merit, need, just a variety of different scholarship, work study opportunities where folks are given an opportunity to gain valuable work experience while earning an hourly wage. Student loans, we'd like to think that our costs are so low and that we can find a variety of different financial aid grants and scholarships to cover the students' cost, that rarely do our students need student loans. Some of our students are also eligible for veterans benefits. And the reasons why we don't want students to borrow through the student loan program is, unlike grants and scholarships and work opportunities and veterans benefits and tuition waivers that don't have to be repaid, student loans have to be repaid. And typically, repayment begins 6 months after you have ceased to be enrolled, at least on a half-time basis. So because that's something that has to be repaid, we want that to be a last, very last option that students would consider. Now, we can award to you as much money as you're eligible for, from grants and scholarships, work study and veterans benefits and tuition waivers, but many of those programs require students to complete a single source application. And I'm going to use a term that you're already familiar with, the FAFSA. It's the free application for federal student aid. Many of you have already submitted your 21-22 application, which was good for periods of enrollment beginning this past August, of course, this January, and also classes that will start in May for the summer session. But now is also the time to begin completing the 2022-2023 form, because we know that you will continue to be enrolled with us in August of this year. And we want to make sure that we don't wait until July or August to complete that application. So you can begin completing and submitting even now your 2022-2023 FAFSA, so that the financial aid office can determine your eligibility for August. Because registration for August classes and registration for May classes begin as early as March. And we want to be able to tell you prior to your registering for classes exactly how much money we can award to you for summer term and also for fall term. Financial aid is awarded based upon the credit hours. So your credit hours and the number of credits you're enrolled in each semester do matter. Students are able to maximize the amount of their eligibility each semester when you have registered for full-time classes, and that is having credit hours of 12 credits or more. There are some programs that require students to be enrolled at least 15 hours or at least full-time. So we encourage you to check with financial aid, especially if you're having to make changes to your schedule, adding or dropping classes, and especially with dropping classes, because it will definitely impact your potential eligibility. 3/4 time is defined as 9 to 11 hours, half time 6 to 8 hours, and less than half time is 1 to 5. So it's important to know the impact of the number of credit hours that you're enrolled in and what role it plays in how much money we're able to award. Remember, you can maximize on your eligibility for financial aid each semester by being enrolled in at least 12 hours or more, whereas at least for the most part, students have to be enrolled at least half-time or more, almost for all of the programs that we offer here on campus. In some instances, we're able to award more money than what's needed for tuition, and even in some cases, more money than what's needed for tuition and books. And for those students who have a credit balance left after tuition is paid, and if you elect to purchase books in the bookstore, well, not electing to purchase books, because we need you to purchase your books, but if you elect to use your financial aid in the bookstore, and there's still some monies left after those costs are covered, then we refund those funds directly back to you as a student. If you are expecting a refund of a credit balance, do know that we deliver those refunds through a partner called Bank Mobile, and all students have to sign up and share with us how we can best get this money to you. So we direct deposit funds via EFT into a bank account of your choice, which you will provide to us by going out to refundselections.com and sharing with us how we can deliver those funds to you. We no longer print and mail refund checks. Everything is handled via direct deposit. We just need you to tell us what account and what bank to put those funds in. Be on the lookout for a bright green envelope that's mailed to you that will have a personal code included in there, so that you're able to go out and make your refund selections. And we'll be sending out some more information to you as well, but be on the lookout for that bright green envelope that's coming to your mailboxes if it hasn't arrived already. We want to make sure that as a student that you are aware of your rights and responsibilities, and we ask that you pick up a copy of our student handbook. The information is also available on the website, but we want to make sure that you are well aware of what your rights and responsibilities are as a student. We are committed to maintaining a campus that is free of all forms of discrimination, harassment, and sexual misconduct, and do ask that you share with us your concerns if you find that there are violations to the student code of conduct or just a concern that you have. Please reach out to us so that you can make those known to us. We've provided to you my telephone number and email address, as well as office location. Each semester, we recognize students who have done well academically. Those with a 3.5 semester GPA will recognize as a Dean's List with academic honors, and those with a 4.0 each semester on our President's List. And we send out information to those students, as well as publicize it on our website and in the local newspapers. So for those of you who do well academically, do know that we will recognize you. There is an honor organization that we have here on campus, Phi Theta Kappa. It is by invitation only. So for those of you who do well, know that you can be on the lookout for an invitation to join Phi Theta Kappa, because that is by invitation. There are also individuals who are recognized in Who's Who among students in American junior colleges, as well as other academic program awards. So we encourage you to take heed to the recommendations of both Angie and Dion, they shared with us that time management is important, to attend classes regularly. So all of that is very good advice. We want you to submit assignments as they are due, because all of those things will help you further and perhaps even end up being an academic honor recipient. They also talked about the resources that we have on campus as it relates to tutoring. While we want everyone to do, and we expect, I look forward to signing our Dean's List letters, as Dr. Tobin does with our President's letters. We want all of you to be on the Dean's List and President's List. But we also want you to recognize that there is a difference between collegiate level coursework and high school coursework. Dion mentioned that there are going to be some challenges, there are going to be some obstacles, but to stay focused, and that's what we would encourage you to do. The types of letters that I don't like signing, but sometimes I have to, are those when students haven't been as successful as we would hope that they would be. And those are considered academic probation letters. Unfortunately, we have to send out notification to you sometimes, especially if you have attempted between 18 and 35 credit hours and your GPA is below a 1.5 GPA. We understand, again, going back to life circumstances, sometimes we're left juggling a lot of different balls, and we're having to balance life at work, at school, family, and it's a lot. We understand that, but we know that you can do well, and we are committed to providing you with the resources that you need that will help you. We do offer free tutoring, and that's almost unheard of on college campuses. Oftentimes it's a service that you might even have to pay for, but we offer free tutoring. And don't let your pride get in the way. Even if you have a C or a B in the class, tutoring can only enhance and help you to get that A or B. So I wouldn't settle if it's just a C. Take advantage of tutoring, because that can only help you get a higher grade. So seek out tutoring as needed, and help me to not have to send out any academic probation letters. I'm going to count on you this semester, because I don't like signing those kinds of letters. But in addition to that, the one thing that we want to make sure that you're doing is that you are submitting work that is your work. We've been taught all of our lives to share. And it's good that we share some things, but when it comes to academics, if we're going to share, we need to make sure that we're giving credit where credit is due. We don't want to plagiarize. And so if you're writing a paper and you're having to refer to other sources, please make sure that we are giving credit to the original author. We don't want to copy work from someone else or submit someone else's paper that they submitted, last semester and got an A on. Don't try to submit it this semester to see if you can get an A. So be sure to submit work that is truly your work, and avoid submitting and copying other people's work and academic dishonesty, because all of those items that we have included here are considered academic misconduct, and we will have to take disciplinary action. There's additional information in the student handbook that talks more specifically about what it is that course of action that can be taken. As we move quickly, the last two things that I'll mention is TRIO support services is also an area that provides you with mentoring, free tutoring, workshops. We encourage you to look at TRIO support services and seek out that as another option for support services. I think Dion mentioned that he was, or maybe a part of his introduction was that he was also a TRIO participant. Lastly, we have partnered with the Salvation Army here in Orangeburg, and we have a food pantry there. All we ask that you do is to go to the Salvation Army and present them with your OC Tech student ID. And of course, you will be able to take advantage of items in the food pantry as needed. At this point, Ellen Olson will chime in to talk a little bit more about the other resources that we have available here on campus, excuse me, to assist you with your academic endeavors.
Okay, thank you. Like she said, I'm Ellen Olson. I'm located in the back of the library, but first I want to make you aware of OC Tech's library. We're located on the second floor of Building B. The hours for the library are 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Thursday and 8 to 1:30 on Fridays. You do have access in the library to computers, DVDs, magazines. There are study rooms. If you want to print anything on campus, there is a printer that can copy and scan. The cost is 10 cents per page. So if you want to print on campus, you would have to go to the bookstore to put money on your account. There are also services through the library that are virtual. So definitely come up and visit. You don't need an appointment. You can just walk in and just see what we have available. In the library, they can also answer very basic computer questions. If you have any problems, they're not IT people, but they are there to help you navigate any computer questions that you might have. I am over the Student Success Center, and it's actually located in the back of the library. We do offer, like Dr. Davis said, free tutoring for students. It does not cost anything. If you want to see when tutors are available, you would want to go to the Student Success Center's website. For the spring semester, you can make an appointment to come on campus and meet with them, or you can make an appointment to have them send you a virtual link. So we don't have tutors for all subjects at all times. So I always encourage students, if you're looking for a specific subject, you might want to look at when they're here before you make a trip. However, you can walk in because we do have general tutors that can help you, if there isn't one specific for your subject there. Along with that, we do have online resources. I know that Angie mentioned Brain Views. We use Brain Views where you can submit papers and you'll get them within 24 hours and you will have a review and it'll give you where you can improve. So we definitely encourage you to check out the website, come up and visit and learn about our resources. We are not just for students that are struggling. We want you to make the most of your time here at OC Tech. Sometimes interacting with another just helps you to learn more and become a better student. So definitely come up and check us out or just contact me if you have any questions. Just remember, like Dr. Davis said, we have lots of services here. When you first start at OC Tech, it can be a little bit overwhelming. Reach out. Don't wait till it's too late. Student services, your advisors, your instructors, we're all here to help you. Just remember all the different topics that we mentioned. Outside of, I'm seeing the EDGE on here right now, but another tutoring option that we have is called supplemental instruction. So for our biologies, there's actually time set aside where you can get tutoring through supplemental instruction. So for our upper level biologies, definitely check that out because it's a resource there to help you. Next, we're going to hear from Chief McFadden from our campus police.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Chief McFadden here with the OC Tech Police Department, and I'm going to give you a brief overview of who we are, what we do, and how you guys are going to help us keep you safe. Next slide. There we go. We are a fully functional independent police department. We have the same jurisdiction as your sheriff office, your local city cop department, things like that. We enforce state laws and local laws. We also enforce OC Tech's college policies in regards to conduct and things like that. We respond to all emergencies here. We respond to calls for services and citizens assistance. That's when you have like a dead battery or you lock your keys out your car. We help with that if we can. To report crime here, there are two ways. The best way to report crime here is dial the cell number that has the stars beside it, which is 803-682-3335. That's your 911 here. That phone is always on in an officer's possession at all times. The college is open. Our office number is 803-535-1336. That's more of a answering service. No one's ever in the office. We are very proactive. We are always out and about. If you don't have a cell phone and you're scrolling through campus and in need of assistance, we have call boxes located on several buildings throughout campus. The map below shows on the blue buildings where some of those are located at. Just pick that up and you'll get in touch with us. And if you are in the parking lot, we have call boxes that has a blue police light on it. You press that and you can get in touch with us as well. We also have a tip line if you want to leave information to help us keep you safe and not leave any information about yourself. That number is 803-268-2626. That phone is checked. That service is checked quite often throughout the day. So if you want to help us help you, feel free to. Emergency notifications, you'll get those through D2L as well. D2L is basically your lifeline here. You can sign up through D2L to get the emergency notification that you will receive from our office and as well as the college. Those are instructions how to get to it. It's pretty self-service, but if you need help, student service and Ms. Ellen will gladly help you. You guys get signed up for it. Parking. If you are a student, if you are a driving student at OC Tech, you are required to have a parking decal or a parking permit. For students, for this semester, it will be $20 if you hadn't already got one in the fall. And that covers spring and summer. Any student that drives must have one. If you're a high school student, you present your high school receipt for that decal and we will issue you one free of charge. Student parking is located throughout campus. To sum it up, student parking is anywhere there's not yellow paint on the curb or the handicap, of course. We have some reserved spots for faculty, staff, and other administrators. And that's the only place the students cannot park. And the visitors parking lot in front building S, where we get a lot of students parking, but don't worry, we'll help you guide you out of there and get you in the proper location. Just remember, if you see yellow curbing or it's a handicap or blue curbing sign, don't park there and don't park on our grass. This is a picture of what the hang tags look like. Every year it changes. As you see, this is 2017. But to get a student parking permit, you must have a valid driver's license. You must have an OC Tech ID, and you must register your vehicle with campus police. You register your vehicle at the cashier's desk. We have blue cards up front where you fill that information out, and they also issue the decal. OC Tech is a drug-free, tobacco-free campus. All we do here is education and conversation. No form of tobacco, of course, no alcohol and drugs are allowed on campus. If you are a smoker, you have to leave campus to smoke. And firearms are not allowed at all, as in most schools. Thank you. That's it.
Thank you so much for that. Okay, now I'm just going to go over a little bit about our next steps and just what you need to do between now and your first day to be prepared. So a little bit about our bookstore is, this is where you go to purchase your books. They do ask that when you go, you do need a copy of your class schedule, whether this is printed out or you pull it up on your phone. You do need to have this available so that they know which books you need to purchase. If you are using financial aid, you can charge financial aid in the bookstore starting today until Monday, February 8th. You will be asked or required to show your student ID to use financial aid. So one of the things that I want to tell everybody is today after orientation, if you're on campus, and if you're not, before you do most things, you will want to make sure that you get your student ID, which is in student services. They're ready for after we end today for those on campus, and for the rest of you, you would want to come on campus just to make that. An appointment is not necessary. Down in the bookstore, like I mentioned before, if you want to print on campus, you can put money on your account to print. It is 10 cents per page. The bookstore is located in Building B on the bottom floor, and the door is actually on the outside of the building. And the hours are 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Thursday, and they will be open this Friday from 8 to 1 p.m. They do have protocol in place for social distance, so just be aware of that. Okay, I just got a question. To find your schedule, you would just want to go into self-service. Your schedule is there, along with if you have a balance available with financial aid, you should be able to see available funds through your self-service account. Here we have something called inclusive access for a few of our classes. What this means is your textbook and your course materials are included when you pay for your course. So it's a cheaper price, but students are charged the course fee in addition to when they pay tuition. So students that wish to opt out of this program have to select opt out in the course content section of D2L. Here at AC Tech, we do have required devices that you would need to have some computer or device that works that you can access your classes with. I do want to make you aware that there are devices available in the bookstore where you can use your financial aid. Information about required technology and devices for D2L is like if you want to check whatever device you have to see if it will run smoothly with the D2L, there is a check my computer status on the login page. So if you look for that, you can run that before you start looking at things in D2L for the college and the classes. I want to remind everybody, the library offers help with basic tech questions. They are not IT people, so they only know basic technology questions, but they are there to assist you and help you. They're open from 8 to 6, Monday through Thursday, and then from 8 to 1:30 on Fridays. So you can just drop in and they'll be there to kind of help you navigate that. Make sure to look at the OC Tech website. It does have beneficial information for you. You can see the campus map. They have the academic calendar. It has a lot of information about basic questions that you might have about the college posted on it. There's more information about financial aid. You'll find, sorry, I just hit something. You'll find academic information, and you'll also find the student handbook. So definitely make sure that you check that out. So your next steps for today would be you can, after your program orientation ends, because we're getting ready to send you to your program orientations, we'll give the Zoom links in a second, and those on campus are already there. But you have an option after this to go purchase your books and supplies for classes. You can purchase your required device. You can get your student ID and student services. You can get your parking pass. That's also in the S Cafe. So we will have extra people in the S Cafe that will give you more information about the college. So those of you that are on campus, we are directing you to come to the S Cafe once you're out of your program to visit with those tables and to get everything that you need and to get your questions answered. You can get a parking pass. You can check. We want you to make sure before the first day of classes that you are able to get into D2L. You are able to find your classes. You've checked your email. You've looked at it just to make sure that you're prepared for your first day. Be on a lookout because a lot of your instructors have probably already posted stuff for you or sent you emails that you would want to look at. So definitely get in there and check out D2L.